No chemicals or preservatives, just 100% honest to goodness hickory smoked meat.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Boy, some chicken wings have really hit the spot.
You ain't got no better food, like some chicken wings, some baby back ribs, some fries or something?
And that's just two guys talking, am I right? We're just talking.
Howdy, hey. We're back in the pit.
You nailed that, John. There was a time when our timing with the hey, howdy, hey, it was almost nerve-wracking.
It struggled.
And now it's just automatic.
I know. Halfway through it, I said the hey, and I was like, how do I work Mike's shirt into this? Hey, howdy, fa la 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 la
la la la la. I'm wearing a shirt currently that says fa, or fa, I guess, F-A.
F-A.
And then L-A in parentheses raised to the 8th power, which is kind of funny. I mean, dad joke funny if you're a math person.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed. I told John I was embarrassed at how many kids I had to explain this to.
In your honors class.
Yeah, in my honors class. They're like, what's going on? To be fair, I think they were thinking like chemical compounds because they just came from chemistry. But I was like, seriously? No, bro. So, anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Yeah, no.
Yeah. No, it didn't make sense, but that was their excuse. So, John, there's 3 days left until Christmas break.
3 days left.
And that's all that's getting me up in the morning, you know? I love my job, but the breaks are... Whew, the weeks leading up to the breaks are a little rough sometimes.
You know, before I was a parent, I didn't understand why teachers would talk like this.
Yeah?
And be like, why? Like, I was just kind of like, you know what? I go to work every day, all year long.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't ever get a break. But I get it. Now that I have kids, like, you deserve...
Yeah.
You deserve much more than you get, Mike.
Well, thanks. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. Christmas is upon us. Hopefully you checked out last week's gift guide. I think we nailed that. I was going to put some on Instagram and be like, hey, check out our gift guide, and then I didn't. I'm just now remembering.
There is still time to get stuff Amazoned.
Yeah. Trust me. I am familiar with the limited days. But yeah, that was cool. We kind of went through some gifts. Today we're going to talk more barbecue, right?
Yeah, holiday barbecue meal. Well, holiday meal that's done better on a wood-fired
I sure think
apparatus.
So. Yeah. Have you... Well, let's just get into it. We're talking prime rib today. And I don't know if prime rib is the right way to say it.
So...
That can be a little misleading.
It is, because prime rib refers to the grade of the meat
and
the cut of the meat. But unless you're independently wealthy, you're probably not buying a prime cut of a rib roast.
Yeah.
Which, for those of you that don't know, a rib roast is where the ribeye comes from.
Yeah, the ribeye steak.
Yeah. So it and the beef spare rib. So it's a big cut of meat. It's delicious. My favorite cut of beef. But yeah, you're probably gonna pay at least $25 a pound, if not more, for a prime rib roast, and a 3-bone, which is a small roast. You kind of figure 2 people to a bone for a home meal.
That's good to know. 2 people to a bone.
So, you know, that's a family of 4 and some leftovers, or, you know, if you're at my house, the kids are gnawing on the bones after a 3-bone. But you're probably going to be... I'm guessing that a prime 3-bone is going to be about $120 to $150.
And that's relatively on the small side.
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you're cooking for a crowd, you're going to need bigger than that.
Yeah.
I was in Costco the other day looking at them, and it's a little depressing sometimes seeing the price tag, you know?
Yeah, so a whole rib roast is 7 bones. It is a massive cut of meat. It's probably $300.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. 3 and some change for prime. And choice even was like 230 or something like that.
Choice at Costco right now was like $16 a pound, $17 a pound.
So it can be an intimidating cut of meat. It took me a while to convince my wife to let me try one just because of the price tag. But man, it's good. The first time I had prime rib was at a football banquet. And I was like, what is this magic? And then the next year was the next time I had prime rib, and it was overdone. And I was like, oh, bummer. So as it turns out, there's a right and a wrong way to cook it.
Yeah. And typically, prime rib is served medium rare up to medium. It's very uncommon to get prime rib that's well done. It's a cut of meat that has a lot of pink in it, a lot of flavor. Normally served with some au jus, which is just the juice from the cooking meat that you get out of the bottom of the roasting pan, and horseradish.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite things on earth.
I really like it. I didn't used to, but man, with prime rib, I don't slather it or anything, but just a little dab. Oh my gosh. It's awesome.
I slather it. If I can't feel the back of my nasal cavity burning, there's not enough, and it's not hot enough.
I like it. Do you make your own?
I don't. I've always wanted to.
I saw somebody that did, but for my first one, I just grabbed the cheap one off the shelf. It was fine though. It was really good.
Yeah, so. I'm a big fan of. It always sounds so bad when you say it. Beaver's creamy, extra hot horseradish.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. We're just going to leave that one right there.
What was the headline?
Teenagers at heart. That's our tagline now. Seriously. Oh, John. John, how many of these rib roasts have you cooked, do you think, in your lifetime?
I have only ever cooked a whole rib roast, all 7 bones.
Oh, really? You've done the big one.
Yeah, I've only done that once. I normally break it into a 3 and a 4 bone, or I'll do 2 3 bones and save myself a nice steak for another day. But just cooking rib roast, I've probably done 15 or 20.
Oh, really? See, I've done 2, so we're going to rely a lot on your experience on this one. The whole one, did you find that cooked a lot different than the smaller ones?
Yeah, so yeah, and there's a lot that goes into it. One is surface area. You're cooking. You cook from the outside in, so it takes a long time to get to that center.
Yeah.
That center, you end up with the ends being more well done. So it's fine if you're cooking for a really big group of people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just realized I'm sitting way back today, away from my mic. So let me.
Oh. I think it carries.
Let's see if I can do this without dropping my. Without dropping the mic and making a noise. Yeah, so you end up. It's great when you're cooking for a group because inevitably there's someone like my mom there who wants hers well done.
Oh, so it kind of gives you that range then.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's smart.
You get a range. The other thing is one side of the rib roast is thinner than the other side of the rib roast because it tapers as you go down the animal. That kind of plays into it. So I like breaking it in half, and you have a small 3-bone and a big 3-bone and a nice steak for later.
So if you were cooking for a crowd, would you do 2 3-bones as opposed to the whole thing?
I still probably would, just because one, it gives me that much more surface area to season.
Yeah, that's
And
what
there
I
is
wondered.
nothing better than an end cut off of a medium rare prime rib that you get a whole crusty side covered in salt and seasonings, and I love it. So I do like cutting it in half just to give yourself more surface area, and it just cooks more evenly. So that's my preference.
Yeah.
You can do it, and it looks super cool, and it's a cool thing, but it does take a lot more effort while you're cooking of rotating the meat. And
That makes sense.
a lot of times when you're doing them that big, you actually can cook them on a rotisserie.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Interesting.
yeah. And then there's the whole bone debacle that we should talk about tonight.
Yeah.
The
So
great
let's-
bone debate.
Let's get into it. So you go to the store.
I got a bone to
You-
pick with you. Sorry, I was just
Oh my
dying to
gosh,
say that.
you're such a dad. So you go to the store, you pick out a rib roast. What are you looking for in a good rib roast? Because for me, I don't really know enough or care enough. I'm just gonna get one that looks kind of nice, and that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, let's jump over. Oh, let's make sure I change the video input too. Let's transition over.
We got pictures,
We got
y'all.
pictures for those of you on YouTube.
We got pictures.
So, yeah. So a couple of things that I'm looking for, and there's a lot of this is opinion and preference.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to do it my way. You're just wrong if you don't.
All right, nice.
So
It's good of you to be open to other people's point of view.
yeah.
I like it.
So what I like to look for is probably this roast is beautiful. This is obviously
Got a lot
coming-
of good marbling.
Yeah, this is coming from a custom shop. One, the meat's been trimmed and shaped a little bit, and you can just do this with butcher's twine. Like you can just kind of tie it to help form the shape.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get too bent out of shape if yours is flatter. Like
If yours has been out of shape.
yeah. So I mean, here's this Weber one. This is a untrimmed
So would you just
rib roast.
there's no bones in that, right? So would
No,
you just
there are
cut that
bones.
tail
The-
off?
the
The bones are
bones-
still there.
The bones are right here.
Okay.
So what they've done in this other picture here is they have left the bones on, and this is called Frenching.
Yeah.
When you trim back all of the meat and fat, so you just have the bones, and all this does is give you a really pretty presentation.
Yeah, that's all it's for, right?
There's no other value to doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking for good marbling. This fat cap right here is a little big. I actually like. Here's another picture. I really like this fat cap right here.
It's more like elongated. It's not just a huge chunk
Yeah.
of fat.
And part of it's also where this came from.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like I was talking about before. Just looking at this picture, I'm willing to bet that this is the first bone. This is rib 1. And this picture is coming probably from, this is probably looking from bone 4 or 5.
Okay, so moving down the line.
We're
a little
moving
bit.
down to the thinner side.
Okay.
But and this is true of a ribeye as well, because right, this is, and you notice this picture looks just like a ribeye.
Yeah, a rib roast is essentially a ribeye that you've just.
It's all of the ribeyes together.
Yeah. So you could buy a rib roast and just cut a bunch of ribeyes if you're into
I
it.
used to do that.
Probably save a lot of money doing it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of money up front, but
I haven't seen it in the ad this week. I'm curious if it's going to come out in the Smith's ad tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Smith's every year used to put whole rib roasts on sale, and it was ridiculous. Before it was like $5.50 a pound, and then it was like $6.50. I think last year they were $7 a pound. But you could get a whole rib roast, and man, I'd buy one, bring it home, break it down, and I'd have a 3-bone roast, and then I'd cut the rest into 1-inch ribeyes.
yeah, jeez, that's awesome.
But this is made up of 2 muscles. So there's the main ribeye that everybody knows and loves.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking at this picture online, typically you don't get the second muscle when you have a ribeye. You just get this muscle down here. This is the eye of the ribeye. It's really tender and delicious.
It's the best.
This on top is the rib cap, and it's even more delicious. It's
So tender.
Yeah, it's also called the spinalis, is the technical name, and it is super flavorful, super tender, and one of the spots on a rib roast that tends to get more well done.
Yeah.
Because it's on the outside.
It makes sense.
So we got into this conversation to talk about the bone, and I'm a big fan. I like the bones being on, one, because I think it does add more flavor. It also acts as a heat shield that when I'm cooking on live fire, it's helpful to have a little bit of a deflector plate there to protect the...
So you kind of put it bone down, would you say?
Yep.
Okay.
I always cook bone down. Some folks, and let's see, we had a picture here before that we were looking at. Where'd it go, Mike?
I don't know, but while you're trying to find it, I think a lot of people will cut the bones off, but then tie them back on.
Yeah, and that was the picture that I was looking for. Here we go. Here it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So clearly, so they've cut the bone off, and the reason for that is because then you can season all the sides.
Surface area.
You're not seasoning the bone, you're getting that good seasoning in there, and we'll talk about what kind of seasoning to use. But then these people use butcher twine and just tie that bone right back on there for that heat shield.
Yep, they tied it back on.
Yeah.
And I think more people actually do it for flavor than they do for a heat shield.
Oh, really? So the bone really does add that much more flavor. Makes sense.
It's debated all the time. I think there's a big difference.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, you can cut the bones off, season it, tie them back on, which is great. Couple of other reasons why you would cut them off. It's a heck of a lot easier to carve and serve the rib roast once the bones are off.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's literally nothing else in the way. It slices like butter.
Yeah. The other thing you can do, and you can see it really well in this picture, that when you get rid of those bones, you get rid of the structure that's holding the meat kind of in that teardrop. You can see this teardrop really well here in this picture. When you get rid of them, now you can grab butcher's twine and you can tie this thing up tight so it ends up being a nice round cylindrical cut of meat that is going to cook nice and even all the way around. You're not going to have to worry about this edge out here getting overdone.
Yeah.
Which is something you do run into when it's when you've got it kind of flattened out a little bit because of the bones.
That makes sense.
So,
all right. So you got some options there.
yeah, and I was telling you about this before. I saw somebody else do this on a reel that I'm dying to try this year. And let me come back. Let's come back to, where'd our picture go? Here we go. So this is, if you buy a whole rib roast, this is what it's going to look like when it comes out of the bag. So you can see your bones right here. Typically, you just cut and discard everything that's here. You can even cut the bones off if you want to. If you're going to cut the bones off, you need a saw. Like, go get your saws all out of the garage, put a new blade on it, and
thick. These are thick ribs. Yeah.
But what they did was they took their bones off, and instead of putting the bones back right where they were, and maybe it's easier to see here, you can see how there's kind of a natural curvature to the bone right here. They cut their, imagine if you take a line right here and you can see this fat line right here. That's where you would cut, is right
next
through
to
there.
the bone. Yep.
They cut those off and they took the bones and they tied them over on this side
To protect the spinalis, huh?
Yeah, to protect that ribeye cap.
Okay.
And when they cut into this thing, it was perfect pink all the way through.
Interesting.
So I am really excited to try that and see if I can keep the spinalis from overcooking. And we were looking at cooked pictures before we got going here, and let's that's not the best picture. You can kind of see how the spinalis was overcooked there.
Yeah.
You can definitely see it in this one, I think. Let's oh, come on. I don't want to go anywhere else. Nope, that's not a great picture either. Where'd the good one go, Mike?
I don't know, John.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is a great one. So you can see here, this was a really interesting cook. This is one that I'm willing to guess they used the 500-degree oven method on, which we can talk about in a second if you're interested. But you can see the outer edge of this is like brown, and here's the spinalis
like
over here. It is well done, and then down here in the middle, you've got your medium.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call this medium.
yeah.
Here's another one that's cooked a little bit better, but you can still see that spinalis is.
How do you avoid that when you're searing it, though? You know, like I would imagine it's still gonna.
Yeah, it'll definitely cook, but if you're searing it, I mean, searing you should only be
Just quick. Yeah.
the best way to sear it is, I mean, it's 90 seconds max on any one side. That it's not going to cook through an inch and a half of your spinalis there.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so let's talk. I've never done a ribeye before. I'm listening to John and Mike. I go to the store. I pick out a ribeye. I get it home. First thing I want to do, I think you want to get it out of the cryovac and get her dried off and get her seasoned, right?
Yeah. So are we talking buying a whole one in the cryovac?
I don't know.
Like, if this is your first,
yeah, let's go a smaller one maybe
this
to
is
get
your
started
first
with.
go around. Hopefully, you've got a decent grocery store. I think Kroger does a pretty good job. Whole Foods definitely has great butchers. I even think most was it Western Family Associated Food stores.
Associated Foods
have good butchers now too.
Mm-hmm.
Go and ask at the counter. Be like, hey, I'm doing this for the first time. These fat guys were telling me about it on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They can help you pick it out, and they're going to get excited about it. So I think ask, and they can point to things and show you stuff as well. But I'd probably start with a 3-bone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
And I would even ask the butcher to trim it if you're not comfortable doing that. And they'll talk to you about how you want it trimmed. You can ask them to cut the bones off. Most of them are willing to do that for free. So you might as well take advantage of it and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
If not, if you're going to buy the whole big cryovac one, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to get the biggest knife you have, and you're going to count over 3 bones. And then between bone 3 and bone 4, you're going to go at least halfway, if not a little bit more, towards bone 4, and you're just going to just hack the thing right off.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it off, and then you can get to work trimming it. Get off any hard fat. So any fat that you can take your thumbnail and push into it and it leaves an imprint, cut it off.
Okay.
That's not going to render. It's not going to be good. So get rid of it. It's just blocking your seasoning from getting to the meat.
Okay. Let's talk seasoning.
Okay.
Have you ever watch Dano's? The Dano's guy?
I do.
On the Reels?
And if anybody does the milk thing, we're not friends anymore.
Really? You're against it. Why is that? Because that was what I was going to ask you. I'm a little bit curious about it. He does it every year.
Yeah. Jess Pryles actually just friggin' roasted him.
Oh, really?
On Instagram. I mean, it was probably on all of her social media channels. And we've talked about Jess Pryles before. She just got a master's in meat science, which man, when I've got free time, like, I want a master's in
Yeah,
meat science.
meat science. That's awesome.
But she gets in and talks about the pH that you need to, like, tenderize meat, marinate meat. Milk does none of those things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're not accomplishing anything.
You're essentially just putting it in water.
Yeah. Well, your water may actually do more because it's depending on where you are in the country, it may have a stronger pH than milk.
Interesting.
Yeah, and especially shooting, like injecting it.
Yeah, I saw him doing that.
All you're gonna do is inject milk and have pockets of milk that it's gonna be gross.
Yeah, I don't think I would like that. Okay.
So no milk.
Maybe avoid that. What about a binder?
Big fan of a binder.
Okay.
You can do an herb butter.
Oh.
So this is a great time to use butter.
What about mayonnaise?
I like mayonnaise.
Interesting. I did that with my turkey. It was bomb.
Same, yeah, and it's the same reason I like it for turkey. It's got a little bit of a twang to it because it's got vinegar in it, because it has pH. It helps get in and push into the meat.
Okay.
And I just like the way that it cooks better than butter. I think it holds the seasoning on a little bit better and helps build a better crust.
That was my thing. I think it would adhere a little bit better and help kind of build that crust up. When I did it, I just used Worcestershire sauce and then used stuff, and it worked fine, and it was delicious. I'm curious if mayo would make a big difference, at least with the crust. So
yeah, I think it would help with the crust. Worcestershire is a great, and if you're really just like going for like pure beef flavor, you don't want anything getting in there messing it up. The W sauce is
so good.
I should say, because there's now a
Yeah,
W
that's
sauce
true.
brand.
Have you ever used that?
I haven't.
I haven't either. I've seen
never
people
even
use
seen
it
in the store.
I haven't either.
I'd love to get my hands on and try some.
Yeah,
but
I'm curious.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Worcestershire sauce. And it's funny. There is a town in Massachusetts that's spelled Worcestershire, and it's called Worcester.
yeah, I was going to say, isn't that like a Scottish term? I saw somebody, they're like, it's Worcester. And I was like,
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, I called it Worcester the first time I moved to New England from
were they all just
from
like,
Chicago,
"Nah, bro,
and they were like,
go
"What is
away."
wrong with you?"
Okay, so binder. What are we seasoning it with?
Traditional seasoning is like garlic and herb, and you can get there a lot of different ways. You can dice garlic. You can puree garlic in a blender.
Oh, interesting.
With,
Never thought about that.
Yeah, thyme, rosemary is another flavor that I really like.
Do you puree that too?
Yeah, so you can essentially make a paste out of all of this.
Interesting. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, and this is where a compound butter works really well.
Yeah.
You take your butter, your garlic, you'd even throw a little bit of like shallot or onion in there. Thyme, rosemary, trying to think. I feel like there's one other herb that I'm skipping. Maybe a little bit of parsley. Blend all of that together, and then just work it into the meat. Rub it all over.
Yeah.
And butter's a fantastic binder. Butter's got a very low melting point. So it melts quick and everything just kind of sloughs off.
Yeah.
That's why I like mayo a little better.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of into mayo. I like to kind of baste with butter, not like not brush it on necessarily, but just kind of drip it on when you're getting towards the end. Yeah. I really like that, but I don't think it would keep things on very well.
No. So that's your traditional. That's what I do. I use meat church, garlic, and herb. And I assume this just goes without saying for everything, but we should talk about it. Salt and pepper as well go on there.
Right.
Real coarse kosher salt will help you avoid over salting. And then coarse black pepper. Yeah. Fresh ground, because yes, it does make a difference.
Yeah. I have I used Holy Cow the first time I did it. I really liked it. And then I have like a coarse like steak seasoning from Malcolm Reed that has all those coarse herbs. It's really good.
Yeah. So the garlic herb, like that's your traditional if you go to Lowry's Prime Rib, any of their restaurants, you're going to get a garlic herb type crust on the prime rib. You can absolutely do a beef rub like Holy Cow. That's delicious. When I was in Texas, I went over to my uncle's house that lives there, and he cooked me a steak. And he lived in Louisiana a little too long, I think, because he loves Tony Chachere's Cajun seasoning.
Oh,
Uncle Tony's.
On a steak, huh?
Oh, dude, he puts it on everything, and I forgot how friggin' good it was on a steak.
Wow, I've never put Cajun on a steak. That's interesting.
So you can put Cajun flavors on. You can do any flavors you want here. I think Holy Cow is a great choice. Traeger has a great prime rib rub. That it's got a little bit of sugar in it. That the sweetness is actually kind of nice on a traditional holiday roast. You could use Montreal steak seasoning if that's what you want. If you like that, what is it in there? I want to say anise, but that's not the right flavor.
I don't know.
Anyways, that's gonna drive me crazy. Anyways, fennel. That's what it is. That's the flavor I'm thinking of. If you like that Montreal, go for it. Like, you can do whatever. I think the biggest thing on prime rib is just don't overcook it.
Yes. Yeah, so let's get to the cook. So we slather on a nice compound mayo. And then I'm going out to the smoker. Yeah?
Yep.
Now, I think we want to keep it... I mean, we don't want to go super high, right? Like, I'm thinking... I'm a Reverse-Sear fan, so in my mind, I'm going 225 until it hits an internal temperature that I want, and then I'm searing. What do you do? That's what you do?
Yeah. Depends on how much time I have, and after you've cooked enough of them, you can look at the marbling, and if it's thicker fat, I may put it on earlier and do it at like 180 or 200, just so that I've got more time
Render
for
that a little bit, huh?
that fat to break down.
Okay.
But generally, yeah, I'm going 225, and for I don't know, I tend to expect it to be somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour per bone.
Per bone?
Yeah.
My research says about 30 to 40 minutes per pound, but unless you're weighing every piece of it, per bone is probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure I have at least one. This is an expensive cut of meat. I'm probably running at least 2 thermometers in it.
That's what I was going to say. I talked when we did our gift guide how I basically just use my instant read for everything. On something like this, I'd definitely want to put a leave-in in there just so I always knew where we were at. Yeah.
And I'm going to take it to 120, 125 for an internal temp right in the... I'm going to go to 125 right in the middle of it. By the bones, I'm going to expect it to be somewhere around like 115 to 120 probably.
Okay, so a little cooler by the bones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to take that. When I get it to that point, I'm going to pull it off of the smoker and tent it on a cutting board. And I'm going to let it sit for, I don't know, about 15, 20 minutes while I get something just crazy hot.
Yeah.
As hot as I can get, whether it's my Blackstone, my Weber, you can use a charcoal chimney with a cast iron pan on top of it.
Interesting.
That's the afterburner method, is what they call it. So when you think about a charcoal chimney, when it's loaded up and those coals
and it's just
they're
shooting
not
out
just
there.
like hot, but like you've left them there and you've literally got like an afterburner going straight up. Put a big heavy cast iron pan And it's got to be a real cast iron pan. You can't use one of those aluminum cast iron pans. You want something like 900 degrees. And you're going to come and you're going to take that roast and you're going to set it on one side and let a crust build up. Somewhere between, depending on how hot you get it, if you're, 600 to 900 degrees, it's probably going to be somewhere between 45 and 70 seconds. And you're going to do it and you're just going to roll that thing over.
Do you worry at all about that, like burning your garlic when you do that?
I don't, because like I said, I normally just use a rub that's already got, essentially garlic powder in it. I might worry a little bit if it was on if it was like fresh minced garlic. But at the same time, a lot of that's going to have fallen off, and it's already going to have been cooked.
Yeah, I guess that's true. The flavor has gotten kind of absorbed into the meat at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, word of caution, if you're doing this on a gas grill or charcoal grill. If you look back at our picture, and let's use one of these. I've never bothered to set up hotkeys for our different screens, but I'm starting to think maybe I need to. We've been doing more of these screen shares. You can kind of see it here. There's a big pocket of fat here that's exposed. Let's see if we can find another picture here. This is a good one. This right there, that's all fat, which is delicious. Lots of flavor.
But also lots of flammableness.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you get it hot, when you're searing this, you have to stay with it. This is not a set it and run back inside for anything.
You don't even go to the bathroom on this. You're staying right there.
Here's a great picture of it right here. You can see. So this is not the spinalis. The spinalis is over here. All of this right here, this golden color, that's all fat, baby. And if you ever had a burger flare up or a steak flare up, this $200 piece of meat will do the same thing.
Yeah.
That as it starts to render and break down and drip in there, it ignites, and you can char this piece of meat and ruin all of the work that you've done. So stay with it and just be ready. Don't freak out. Don't dump water all over it.
It's not ruined if that happens.
Yeah.
But just be there and be ready to deal with it so it doesn't stay on fire for a few minutes.
If it flares up and doesn't go down pretty quick, pick it up and move it off. Have a tray there, have a cutting board.
Yeah.
Pick the meat up, deal with the flare up. And I think the easiest way to deal with flare ups is with ice. Like ice cubes. You just put them on your grate and they slowly melt and they drip down and they help control the flare up.
Yeah, interesting.
But yeah, so you're gonna sear this, and you're gonna, we talked about. I'm just gonna call it 60 seconds for the sake of talking about it. I'm probably gonna do 60 seconds aside 2 or 3 times, build up a crust, and as you do that, your internal temp should come up to about 135. 135 is like perfect medium rare.
Yeah.
If you want to take it a little further, do another couple of rolls and let it rest for another 5 minutes. It will cook. The carryover cooking. We talked about this with Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
If you leave it tented on a cutting board, it will continue to go up.
Yeah.
And you can get it. It will probably carry over cook all the way up to 140 to 145.
About 5 more degrees, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's important. If you're going to do the reverse sear method, don't pull it off the smoker to sear it at the temperature you want it to be at. Like, you got to give it, 10, 15 degrees for, as you're searing, like, it's going to come up, and it's going to come up pretty quickly.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking for 120 when I pull mine.
Yeah. I think that's great.
So, and then just a couple of other thoughts as you're doing this cook, there's always somebody. At my house, it's my mom. My sweet mother. I love her to death. She has convinced herself, she's not insane, but the joke is that she tells herself that her meat comes from heaven, wrapped in plastic, straight to the supermarket. No cute and cuddly creatures were harmed in the making of this delicious meal. They were. But that's why we have them. That's why we are dominion over all the beasts of the land. My mom doesn't like medium rare. She will suffer through it and she'll eat it, but she will have that look on her face that you can tell she's in pain.
Yeah.
After you've sliced it and carved this meat and everyone has their piece, if you know you've got someone like that, take it back out to the grill and sear off both sides of it.
Oh, interesting. That's a good idea.
It's like a steak at that point.
Yeah.
If you're cutting 1/2-inch steaks,
Is that what you shoot for? Kind of 1/2-inch pieces?
it depends on who I'm serving.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Haley, for my mom, they're probably going to eat a 1/2-inch serving. I want 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
Let's face it, I want 1.5 inches, but I'm trying to be responsible and C40.
Boo.
But you just take it back out, and I typically use my Blackstone to sear it just because it's
Oh, yeah, that makes
this
sense.
big flat.
Does it get hot enough?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah. You can get your Blackstone 600 degrees if you leave it on high, but it's normally held enough heat. There's already a bunch of good flavor from seasonings that have fallen off and stuff. I go drop that piece of meat out there for a minute on each side, sear it off, and now she's got a well done piece of meat.
Oh, that's a great
So-
idea.
Yeah, so that's an option. And then the other thing that's worth talking about, I've never done this. People swear by the 500 degree method.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Because I saw that when I was getting ready to do mine. They're like, this is the only way to do it. I don't know. It was interesting, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm super into it. This is in an oven, right? I guess you could maybe do it in a smoker too, but...
No, I don't think it would work on a smoker just because it doesn't retain heat long enough. But let me... This is how little I use an oven. I've got to look up this recipe really quick.
500 degrees.
Yep. So you crank your oven up to 500 degrees, put your rib roast in there for... This says 15 minutes.
So this is kind of searing first, and then taking the temperature down and cooking at 325 after that.
Yeah, and I think there's even another method. Yeah. Where you put it in for I want to say there. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So you're gonna take the wait times 5 minutes, and you're gonna cook You're gonna take a prime rib that's been sitting out at room temperature, put it in a 500 degree oven for whatever the weight is.
5 minutes times
five.
the weight. Okay.
So in this example, they've got a
5.35 pounder.
yeah, they've got a little over a 5 pounder. It comes out to 26.75 minutes. So they round up to 27 minutes. They're going to take that, put it in a 500 degree oven for 27 minutes, and then they turn the oven off.
Just turn it off, huh?
You turn it off, and the oven door cannot open. This is like cooking rice on steroids. Like, you don't lift the lid. No matter what you do, don't
What if your
open the
kid
door.
comes by and looks at it? I'd be so pissed.
Well, you just have the conversation that Santa's going to take away presents
Santa
if
will
they
not
open the
come.
door. So you do that, leave it in there for 2 hours, and then when you pull it out, it's ready to go. Perfect medium rare. And people swear by this.
Well,
I think it's malarkey.
I mean, maybe. You
And
know? I don't know.
And I think they can do it. What I think you're going to miss, and this picture kind of does it, just kind of does what I'm worried about. One, you can see this is like a big nasty unrendered glob of
That's
fat
what
in there.
that doesn't look appetizing to me.
And you can see that like the outside is really brown, and then you got a lot of red in here.
Yeah.
And we saw another picture of this, and I just realized I'm not showing this to anybody.
Oh, nice. Well, it's been really good for us to talk about. I feel like there was one that you showed that was almost purple, and it was like,
Yeah, so
I don't know.
Here, let's bounce back.
Are you showing this to people now?
I am going to show this to people now.
Nice.
So this is what my fear is, and we had a picture up earlier that I was like, nope, that's not a. Yeah. No. Where'd the picture go? This one. Maybe. This is the problem. I should like. This is what you get with John and Mike, everyone.
Listen, we are who we are. We've told you guys
authentic.
this.
We just pull it up and we start clicking through pictures.
We can't remember what ones we've seen.
So this is actually a pretty good picture.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right here, where you can see the outside of this. The outside of this is like charred.
Yeah,
like it is.
Like it's brown.
It's brown. I'm willing
Grayish
to bet
brown.
that they did this. Oh, they say this was a rotisserie. This is another picture that you can see where
The outside's way too done.
The
and
outside's
inside
done.
I don't
The
feel like it's enough
spinalis,
done.
which is like one of the most juicy tender cuts, looks dry.
Yeah.
And down here you've got like bright red.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not into that.
This is like what carryover cooking looks like when it's the primary cooking method. I mean, here's another picture of one. This is that rotisserie. But that's why I'm not a big fan of the oven method. I've never done it, so maybe I'm just totally wrong.
Well, and we like to use our smokers, so I feel like we're automatically a little bit biased over the oven method.
Yeah. I think you can do a great job in the oven, but I would do it like the first recipe we saw where it's hot, because you do need to sear it, but get it hot and crispy and then continue to cook it. Continue
turn
to
the
push
oven
heat
down a
so
little
it's
bit, but keep
a
it
smooth push
running. Yeah.
in. So
Yeah. I like that.
man, I want to steak something awful right now.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited. I told Whitney I kind of want to just try it this year, and we'll see. I don't know if I'm cooking for somebody necessarily, but it's an expensive cut of meat, and it can be really intimidating, but it's really, I mean, as long as you have a thermometer and you're available, like this is not something you want to put on and go to work. You want to be around, but I feel like you can do it.
Yeah, this is going to take 3 or 4 hours. And again, this is like a brisket. This is a big, thick, dense piece of meat. It will hold. If you cook it out on a smoker or something and you're planning on 5 hours and it's done in 3.5, don't freak out.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would, instead of resting it for 20 minutes, I would tent it. I'd put it in a pan. I'd put it in the oven in my house. Just because it's a little more insulated, it'll help hold the heat. And then when it's time, 45 minutes before it's time to cook, I'd get it out and I'd sear it off and let it rest again.
Yeah.
It will hold heat way longer than you think it will.
Yeah. Safely.
Yeah.
It'll be in the safe zone. You don't need to freak out about it. But listen, if you haven't tried this, yes, they are expensive and a little intimidating, but man,
do it.
It's so good and it's so satisfying when it's done right, and you're just like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
That's when I feel like I'd arrived at barbecuing, when I could do a prime rib and feel good about a rib roast and feel good about myself.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we do one every year on Christmas Eve, and man, I look forward to it. almost as much as I look forward to the sandwiches on Christmas afternoon.
So good. That was the best part when I did mine. Well, maybe not the best part, but the sandwiches after were so good.
Yeah, throw nothing away. The bones that you cut off, man, pick every little bit of meat out of there. A shredded rib sandwich the next day on some crusty bread.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Highly, highly, highly support it. So.
All right. Well, this one turned out to be a little bit long. I feel like we got some good information out there. Let us know if you're doing a prime rib. Let us know. Leave a drop in the comments with any questions or stories. How'd it go? Did you fail? Was it a horrible experience? Do you hate prime rib? Let us know.
Yeah. And I'm going to throw this out there just because it is a busy time of year. I'm not the best at checking for comments.
Yeah, me neither.
Mike never checks for comments.
I don't.
If someone's
John will email me and be like, "Hey, did you see this comment?" And I'm like, "Oh crap!"
If someone has responded to your comment on YouTube, it was John, not
it was
Mike.
Definitely John.
But no, if you've got questions or need help with this, like, happy to help. Send us an email. It's fatguyswithsmokers@gmail.com. Shoot us that email, and we'll see it way faster than a YouTube comment.
That's actually pretty true. Yeah.
So.
Well, until next time, John. I'm Mike.
And I'm John, like he just said. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
And we're Fat Guys with Smokers.
Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Fat Guys with Smokers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.